Let's get it. We are live in full effect. Let's double check.
It's 6:58.
Yeah. Even if you gotta be on time. If you're exactly on time, you're late.
That's
Oh,
it.
come on with it, baby.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Mr. Clap It Up Mondays, JB the Boss, motivational speaker out here. Let's get it.
You already know. You already know. You already know. We'll give a couple minutes, get a couple people in the building, and then we're gonna get this show rocking and rolling, man. Rocking and rolling. Gotta get the specs on for a split second. All right.
Let me tap in. I need to tap in to Facebook, right? So see this joint.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm trying to.
it's showing on mine, but I'm about to tag y'all right there. Hold on. Got the echo. Got the echo. Let's see now. And cool. So I just tagged y'all pages. And let me
Word.
see if I could. Let me see if I could tag something else too. But we should. Tag y'all pages.
It's game time though.
Alright. And I'll see if Gary comes in, and I'll let him in whenever he comes in. But staying prompt, we on time. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, it's locker room talk. We super excited, elated, ecstatic. I don't have enough words in the English dictionary to describe our feelings right now. But I'm gonna try my best because I got somebody that probably could describe a little something how we feeling. We have our moderator, our host, Mr. Gary Smoot in the building.
I can't hear nothing. I need to go get some headphones. Oh, they back in the back.
We'll bring Gary on back. Let's give Gary a minute. But with that
Chise.
being said,
Hey, Chise. Chise. Chise.
yeah, can you hear? I
I
can hear.
need. Yeah, I can hear you. I need to close out my stream yard and just chime in through. Do I need to close out stream yard?
I think we good.
Facebook.
You don't know. It's gonna show up on your Facebook. Like if people go on your page, they'll see that you're live on this page.
Word.
Yeah.
And what I did too, I just shared him to my page anyway.
There you
Okay.
go. So, with that being said, Gary's getting his microphone together, and we're gonna stay on time. We're gonna stay prompt, and we're gonna introduce everybody to locker room talk. So, with that being said, tonight we have a monumental uh, cast today. Host, we have Mr. Juwon Crowell, and we have Mr. JB the Boss Brown. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, gentlemen, to Locker Room Talk.
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get Gary getting it together. Let's tap Gary in right quick. See if we can.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
G, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
100%. We're glad to have you, Gary. We're glad to have you, man. I just gave a brief introduction to JB and Juwon. We're gonna let Juwon go first, kind of go over his accolades. Then we're gonna let JB go, and then we're gonna definitely let you add you in, Gary, and let them know who you are tonight on this locker room talk. So Juwon, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, big dog.
Hey, we here. Juwon Crowell coming at you live. Got you.
100%. JB, tell us who you are, man. Let us know who's JB. Who's JB the Boss Brown?
Man, look, here's the deal. It's me, JB the Boss, motivational speaker, Mr. Clap It Up on Mondays. Man, look, you in for a good one. Hey, we're gonna drop some jewels. Me, my boy Chase, my boy Crow, Smoot. Hey, we in here, man. Let's go. Let's get it, man.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Go ahead, Mr. Moderator. Let them know who you are.
Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Gary Smoot. You know, I'm just here, man. Just happy to be here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm nobody but a grandson of a sharecropper. That's all I am, man. I'm just a
Okay.
grandson of a poor sharecropper in Davie County, North Carolina. That's all I am. Just happy to be here. You know what I'm talking about? That's all
You
it
know
is.
what
I'm
you're
just
talking
happy to
about,
be
man.
here,
Yes,
Hundred
sir.
percent, 100%. As far as I say myself, because it's weird to introduce yourself. So, quick little overview about myself. I always tell people I'm a child of Christ first. So I'm a God loving, God fearing man. Also, I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Serial entrepreneur. I'm an author and I'm a motivational speaker, and that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Everybody call me Chise. Government name is Francis, but the nickname came from Steve Francis, the franchise. So, everybody call me Chise for short, and that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Check it out, fellas. For whatever reason, I was getting an echo. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this formal introduction. Again, fellas, it's such a pleasure, man, to be amongst you guys. Of course, y'all know y'all are, of course, the best at what y'all do. And we just pursuing greatness. But again, I'm Juwon Crowell, husband, father, man of God. That's the pursuit. Mamba mentality all day, every day. But we here, we excited, hoping y'all pull something that you can take away and apply to your life today. There'll be a couple series going forward, but again, glad that everybody could chime in. And again, man, grateful to be amongst you guys. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Super, super excited. Of course, everybody want to, text me and call me last minute. Got my phone on silent. Got my phone on silent. So let's get it started, man. What is I guess this goes to the floor. Started off with Gary, and then let's move it forward. But what does fatherhood mean to you, Gary?
Fatherhood, means to me, man, is that most definitely, I mean, anybody can be a sperm donor, but being a father, man, is really, really taking time out to spend time with your kids. I mean, even if you're not even with your children physically, with so many different situations that have come in life, whether it's divorce or whether it's just issues with the woman in your life or the mother of your children. So it's many different, scenarios could pull up and happen. But being a father is really, really taking time to rear and steer your children in the right direction, spending time with the seeds that you help bring into this world. And like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, anybody, there's so many men, who, will plant a seed into a woman and, easily leave. But a father, man, at the end of the day, whether he can't be with that child physically, he's still going to be to the best of his ability in that child's life, period.
Come on with it, man.
100%, 100%, 100%. JB, what about you? What does a father mean? What does a father mean to you? What's being a father mean to you?
Yeah, so the culture of a father, man, and what a father means to me is not being halfway in, not 100% in. You can't raise a child and be half in.
Right.
You have to be 100%, the good and the bad, the worse and the good, the great and the greater. It's just a father has to be there, and sometimes a father has to play that villain to his children, just to get his point across, just to see, hey, this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason uh why I say this. This is the reason why you can't go there. You know, dropping those teaching, um how I grew up, tough love, tough love, and just really being there for your child, for your children. And what I mean for your children is even if you don't have children, right? If you don't have kids, but those youngins that you look up to you, like your nieces, your nephews, or if you're in a relationship with a youngin and they have a kid, they looking at you, they looking
Yeah.
at you. At that time, that's what a father is, man. It just being there.
100%, 100%, 100%. Same thing to you, Crow. What does being a father mean to you?
Man, for me, it's fourfold. When I look at a father, I look at God Himself, and it has no conditions. I look at it again fourfold. You got the spiritual aspect, right? You got the physical, you got the emotional, and you got the mental aspect. So at no point are you letting off the gas on any perspective in regard to being that fourfold father. Um, it's no tapping out. It's all hands on deck. Overall, it's full time. It's full time. And so when I think about full time, of course, I think about what I grew up and what I saw every day, which was my father, man. Pivotal pillar in regard to the man that I am today. Wasn't perfect by no means, but done everything he could to try to be the best father and example for his family. A lot of times, the things that a father deals with, or the thoughts that's in a father's head, who is present with his father, with his family, excuse me, it's unknown. It's
Mm.
unknown. It's unknown. But again, fourfold, that's what a father is to me: spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally present for your family.
100%, 100%. Um, that's a deep question, man. It's like opening Pandora's box. I mean, what a father means to me, I think about my ethics and my morals and values as a man, right? And you being a man, you get those ethics and you get those values and you get those morals from either your father or father figures. Um, you know, as for myself, my father died when I was 10 years old. But I was fortunate to have a great older brother, just to lead and set a great example. And I had a great stepfather. I lost my stepfather at 22.
Mm.
Um, so I had some great coaches as well to help mold the man I am today. Um, so as far as my moral code, my compass, I'm actually writing about it right now in my second book, and I tell people right now the three P's that a father should have is that a father should do is provide, protect, and we're in the 20th century, please as well. You got to please your wife. So those are my three P's that I kind of write about and go by in life, and that's what I think about when I think about fathers and what they're supposed to do. So that's what being a father means to me is protecting those three P's, being those three P's every day, um, and trying to be the best man I can be. Lead my family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The three P's.
100%, 100%, 100%.
But it's hard sometimes, like being a father, man, in 2022. Like especially, depending upon, your work schedule, or depending upon, who you ended up laying down with, whether it's your wife or whether it's your just a baby mother, whoever. It's a lot of scenarios, a lot of things that can come into it that would make a man want to just leave his children. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, is there a lot of men out here? Because especially when I was in the military, and especially you going to college and just living life, you meet a lot of men
Mm-hmm.
who are, when you talk to them, they want to be in their children's life on a daily basis, but the woman that they lay down with is keeping them away from their children, or they're in a situation where because of their work constraints or work schedule, they can't be in their children's life the way they want to be, and the woman or whoever she might be with or whatever might be trying to keep them away from you know rearing and being in their children's life. It's a lot of it's being a father, man. It's very, very important. Period. You know, you got little girls or whatever. You can sometimes tell when a little girl ain't had a father in her life by the way she acts. And there's a lot of guys that prey on females who didn't have no father in their life. They love it. Feel me? They enjoy it because you can easily steer a female who didn't have no father in her life into the direction that you wanted to go into. You can mold her into becoming what you want her to be. So I mean, being a father is very, very, very important, and it's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's good being a father. You can have a good time, but at the same time, it's hard. It's a daily struggle sometimes. You know, for a lot of men to say, "I'm gonna stay in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna stay in this situation. I might not be happy, but I'm gonna stay in this situation." You know, for the children. So I mean, you know, being a good father, it's a lot of different, you know, components that go to it. You know, unfortunately, you know, a lot of children, you know, might not have their father in their life. So, like the brother said earlier, he was like, you know, you ain't got to be biologically that child's father. You could just be in that child's life, steering that child. You know, Crowell and different cats in here, y'all play sports and them being coaches, and you know the effect that you having on the child on a daily basis, and that child falling in love with you and looking at you as a mentor and actually looking at you in the place of being a father. You know, so it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, when a man can be in a child's life, man, it's a beautiful thing, man, and it's something that can't be taken lightly. Now, I can't see the chat. I hear somebody in the chat running their mouth. I had got a text earlier, but I can't see. I can't look in the chat and see the comments.
Me neither. They say live viewer comments show up in StreamYard, but I can't.
I can't see them. Somebody sent me a text and we got somebody trolling in the chat. Somebody just sent me a screenshot, but I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that later.
Yeah, later.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm a ride.
Let's go. So here's the thing about. I'm gonna piggyback off what you said about, you know, being there and that youngin not allowing that father to see their children. See,
right.
a lot of see, you can go both ways with that, right? Because how I see it is, if you check it. See, here's the thing: because that comes with co-parenting. I know a lot about co-parenting, right?
Get into it.
So here's the thing about that. Now, when you was living a life like you was when you met her, however you was going, however you was living, however you was moving. See, and you lay down with that person, and y'all construct this child, right? See, here's the thing with a mother, right? Because the only thing they can see, they can't see you, even if you done change. Listen to me. They can't see you even if you done change, because the only thing they can see is that person that she was dealing with at that time. Right? It's that picture. Right?
Talk that, baby.
That she sees. But as a man, you know, we make this 180. We don't want to make a 360 because we don't want to end up where we was, right? So we make a 180. So when a woman sees a man and she only sees that version that she seen while you was messing with her, and when this child comes into play, you know, you done changed. The only way I can speak about that is my cousin Rob. We call him Dump. How I was moving back in freshman year, sophomore year in college, me bringing how I was back in Winston, that attitude, right? My cousin literally told me that, and they call me man. So my cousin literally told me, man, he said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought you weren't gonna be shit.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Like that. I'm gonna be real with you. But here's the thing: when I can see when I had my child, and I don't, and her mother can see that too. But here's the thing: when it comes to being a father, though, and I'm gonna piggyback off my cuz Crow. See, when you raised spiritually, right? When you raise right and you keeping that man that's above us first. Understand what I'm saying? When my daughter was born, my boy, I made a whole 180. It was all about her. It was all about her. I can be somewhere, get a call, boom, I'm there. No, don't matter what. Because here's the thing: when it becomes a father is hard.
Right.
Some people is not
That's right.
ready
Right.
to be
Yeah.
a father.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You
fact.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to step in that space of uncomfortableness and be that person that this child that you done brought is going to start looking up to you now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So us as fathers, we wear so many hats. That's what I
Yeah.
mean by sometimes the father has to pay the villain, you know, because that youngin that you laid up with, they see you as a villain. So just to keep peace is wrong, but that mother is gonna basically badmouth you. But as a man, we take that because we want to do anything and everything to get in our child's life.
That's
So
right.
whatever we have to be, we're gonna be that, you know. And I'm gonna stop because I can keep going. You know what I mean? I can keep going. But tell me what y'all think about that. Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're right on, JB. I think you're right on. I think about that, and it's complex. So, with it being complex, the only thing that a lot of us fathers know is what we've seen growing up, and we completely tried to be the opposite if it was non-beneficial, right? However, if we felt that it was beneficial to our upbringing and our success as far as being the men that we are today, then we applied. It's just like the game that we played it that we love football. You whatever the play call is, you get up to the line of scrimmage. If you don't like what you see, if it's not fitting for your family, you change the play call. So just because my dad raised or done or said you need to do this way, now that I am a father, dad, I appreciate that. However, we're gonna do things a little bit different. And so those are decisions, game time decisions that you have to make. Those are the calls that a father makes, but it's in the best interest of your family. And so that's the difference that I feel a lot of times in regard to being a father. You move yourself out of the equation and you put yourself on the line. So when you think about what does a father being mean to me, it means laying my life down, not laying my life down and just say I'm about to go to my heavenly father, but by way any means necessary, I'll eat last as long as y'all can eat. If I got 100 in the account and I'm left with 5, it's okay. The fam gonna have that 95. So it's those moments to where you again to where you understand that my place and my role of being a father is so much bigger than me.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
JB, I got a question for you because I felt like you opened up Pandora's box, right?
Right.
I felt like so sometimes do you feel or have you seen or witnessed when you're with a girl and the person you are at the time, she may see you in that light. But like you said, you evolved and grown and better yourself as a man. But do you see sometimes where the woman is still envious of you done moved on, you got a better woman, you done leveled up in life, you got your education, you got your business. Do you feel like some women can become envious? And forgive me, ladies, the ones that are online. We're just talking about the ones that are envious and use your kid as a weapon against the father in the sense of like, oh, I'm gonna be vindictive. I'm not gonna let you see your son today. I'm not gonna let you see your daughter today because you done leveled up. You done moved on from me. You feel better.
Hey, absolutely, bro. What kind of question is that? Is this? It is what it is. It's because here's the thing: when it comes to being a father and laying up with the woman that you have sex with, that you had a child with, and when she with you, she looking at you and you wasn't. That's in better words, you wasn't SHIT at the time. You know what I mean? When you had her, when you was laying up with her, you had that child, but now and you dogged her out, right? Let's be honest.
Straight dragged her.
Yeah, you dragged her. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: when it comes to a child, and you done made that change, and you made that level up, and you went heavy on like getting my life better. You know what I mean? And changing for the best. And now that when you reaching that level of respect, when I mean that respect, that's respect for yourself, right? And you moving in a space and you on this journey and everything that you have done as being successful, hell yeah, that lady, that younger gonna be envious of you. They're gonna do everything in their power to get at you. You know what I mean? Because they know how much you in love with your child. So that emotion's gonna set in. Understand, a lot of black men, period, is behind bars just because of that reason. Understand that, man. But we as men has to control our emotions, man. It starts here. It starts here. It starts here where that mental has to be strong. And I know it's hard.
Yeah.
I know it's hard as hell. But understand, you have a goal to set. You have a goal, and that goal is to be with your son and your daughter. Because if you behind bars, how would that make you feel? You behind bars and another man raising your child?
Facts.
That's crazy as hell. You know what I mean? Excuse me, but that's just how I feel. Women out there is going to be envious, so you have to get in front of that 8 ball. You got to get in front of that curve that she think that you don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. My mom is one of the realest. She's a woman. So every time she say, "Hey, get in front of that," like I tell my people, piggyback off what I said earlier. They have this vision of you already, right? So when they have this vision of you already, they don't think you know these things. So when you know these things and you have a youngin that's gonna be envious, because you know who you lay up with.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that child, I'm dropping jewels, fellas. Go ahead and put yourself on child support.
Yeah,
Don't
facts.
wait for her.
Yeah,
Put
do
yourself
it.
on
Yeah,
child support,
yeah,
man.
facts. Yeah, facts. I did that myself.
Yeah,
I put
put
myself
yourself
on
on child support, man.
Yeah.
Don't not wait for her
Don't
to
get
put
caught in the
you on
rear.
because at the end of the day, that court system ain't made for us.
Don't get caught in the rears.
Yeah, don't get caught. Put yourself on child
Yeah,
support. Go to court and say, "Hey, this is how much I can give."
yeah, facts.
So when she does do that, and you don't have to tell her,
Facts.
when you do that, and she does take you to court, the judge gonna say, "Well, this man put
Already.
himself on child support already. So
Yep.
how are you gonna do this to him?"
That's a
Facts.
jewel, JB.
All
Come
right.
on, man.
That's a jewel, JB.
Come on, man.
That's a
Don't
jewel.
wait.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate too. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I say that to say that it go back to what you said a long time ago, like 15 minutes ago. You
Right.
got to be careful who you lay with. Okay, so I'm not saying you can see the future. You're not Nostradamus, right? But you can also see those traits in that young lady that you may not like, right? And you may not want to wife her or lay down with that particular woman, even though the temptation is there. The flesh is weak, right? But if she's showing you signs in the beginning that she's manipulative, she's a liar, she's condescending, you as a man, you got to pick up on that. And I'm gonna speak for myself because I can't speak for everybody, right? So I got married 4 years ago. A lot of cats, you can't do things the right way, right? The right way is, by God is, before you let's say test it, before you don't test the car. You're not supposed to test the car. You're just supposed to marry, get married. don't test drive. Wait till you get married, right?
Mhm.
Um, and move forward. And that's what I was trying to focus on when I was trying to find the one. I had put the player ways behind me, and I had to hone in on. I think about my future. I was like, well, which young lady has these qualities I like? Because I didn't want to put myself in a situation where, oh man, she gonna put me on child support. I could just tell. Like she one of them. She hood rat. She ghetto. She you know what I'm saying. She ain't hitting on nothing. She know I'm hitting on something. So she gonna put me on child support. I know this. I can see this coming from a mile away. So I would advise cats, man, to not put yourself in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? Like try your best not to, because women can be, women can be treacherous.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. A lot of times as fathers, in trying to be a father, a lot of times we look at our mothers. So in looking at our mothers, we parallel women in regard to traits or characteristics or whatever it is in regard to I would like for my future wife, my future rib to be or to have these traits. Not all of them, because that would never happen, but a couple, the top three to be applied to my family, so so it can help me be a better father. And so, just even thinking about that, I'm a read. This is an insert by way of our man Obama himself. He
Okay.
said, "The public square. The consensus view about the importance of fathers was best articulated by Barack Obama in speeches at churches and colleges across the country. He underlined the value of fathers for kids in his own dedication to breaking the cycle of fatherlessness he experienced as a boy. And so, my whole life, I've tried to be for Michelle and my girls what my father was not for my mother and me." He
Hmm.
told the graduates of Morehouse College in 2013.
Mm.
Talk that talk. That's deep.
I want
That's
to
deep.
break this. I want to break that cycle where a father is not at home, where a father is not helping to raise that son or daughter. I want to be a better father, a better husband, a better man. No one could doubt that President Barack Obama understood how much fathers matter for their kids. So that really stood out to me. I mean, Barack Obama himself, in regard to he saw his father and he said, I'm gonna do the complete opposite of what my father did to my mother and myself. And I mean, he's a living example in front of us. Not again, us fathers, we're not striving for perfection. No way, shape, or form. Never will be. However, I do believe that with with this conversation that's taking place and the continued conversations and putting ourselves around, because I'm clear, everybody don't want to be a father. Everybody don't want to be a present father. Some people just want to make babies. I get it. Like that's the time. Some people are like, yo, this is fine. This is a nice looking woman. Look, I want to make a baby with her. And then some guys they continue to want to make babies. Like they want to continue that cycle. But again, man, it's a difference as we know between being a father and a dad. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. It's a difference in between that player who just you just want to show up on game day and put on a jersey, but you ain't showed up at practice. I have no respect for you. Zero.
Come on with it, bro.
It's a difference in you want to be a millionaire, but you're not putting in the work that a millionaire put in. It's a difference in I want to be distinguished between other men out here, but you're not hanging around men who are distinguished. It's a
Mm.
difference. It's a difference. I understood when I became a father, I said, what type of example do I want my daughter to not perfectly see? However, what type of image do I want my kids to see in regard to a father, man? And it really hit home. I said, and they know, I said, no, daddy not perfect. But I tell you this, it's some non-negotiables. Know that your daddy, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna sacrifice. You're gonna see that. So you won't say that you did not see it, that you did not feel those four components, that spending time teaching you about what that godly father is to myself and is, of course, will be to my kids. but also connecting with them, man, on a mental and a physical, right, and an emotional level, and just tapping in so they can really understand that. Look, it's hard, baby. It's hard. It's not gonna be easy, right? But at
Right.
the same time, like you say, JB, when that child sees that vulnerability in regard to being a father, it lets them know, it allows them to tap in to say, "Oh, daddy, you do have concerns, you do have worries, you do have things that's on your mind." And a lot of times, as fathers, again, fellas, our families will never know the most deepest and the most inner parts of what a father deals with daily.
Man, can I jump in real quick on that?
Go
Tap
ahead.
in.
Man, let me jump in right quick. And I said this a couple of times, and I heard it too. A lot of us, a lot of men, uh, we really suffer in silence. And let me put some more into that, right? What I mean by suffer in silence is the narrative, and this goes back from years, granddaddy, his father, you know, the narrative and should, it was like, hey, men as a father, we should do this. We shouldn't feel any kind of way. Emotions is out the door, right? We go home and we do so many things outside of our home to make sure everything inside of our home is great.
Come on.
But when it comes to that, us and why men suffer is because we should feel celebrated in a way that a mom should be celebrated, right? And you get this, and when once a man say something, right, they was like, well, I did say thank you, I did say good job, or I did say that, but that's not how we want to be celebrated. If you
Mm-hmm.
telling us that, it make us feel like we are being tolerated and
Right.
celebrated.
Right.
That's good. That's facts.
And that's where it comes in. The fact is why men suffer so much and we go through so many emotions, and it messes with a father mental, is for the simple fact that, hey, we feel like we should be celebrated on the same level as a mother should.
Right.
And it's simple as that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we, like I said, we in the mix. We wear this shield, right? And that platform as fathers is to say, hey, you should be doing it. No one should congratulate you. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I want that too. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
That's right.
I'm a man too. I got feelings.
That's
I
right.
got emotions. I need
That's
all
right.
that.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I want all that to make me feel like I'm doing what's right. Understand, it does that mantra is a behind every great man is a great woman.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, because that woman knows how to celebrate that person, that father,
Right.
because he's doing everything he can do. You know,
Right.
and I don't mean you going out here and breaking your back. I'm talking about for those men too that's doing the best they can.
Right.
Best they can.
Celebrate that person
Celebrate
from the
that. That's
small
right.
wins to the big wins.
That's right.
They need that.
That's right.
We need that to keep going. That's
That's
why a
right.
lot of men that suffer so much and do not want to go home because of that reason. Because we feel like we are being tolerated instead of being celebrated. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You know.
That's a fact, JB. That's a fact, man. So, of course, I'm big on research. I'm big on data, And I just got to share this with the people. And for those that have questions or want more information, like, man, we are open book. Again, we don't have the answers, nor are we perfect. However, we striving for perfection. However, we are vulnerable in trying to be the best fathers and men that we can be, for our families and also for our communities. Because again, they need us, especially as African American men, our families, our communities, they need us. So again, in regard to fathers, it says anyone can father a child, but being a dad takes a lifetime. Fathers play a role in every child's life that cannot be filled by others. This role can have a large impact on a child and help shape him or her into the person they become, such as fathers and emotional development. Anything comes to mind in regard to just fathers and emotional development in regard to your children. Think about this, man. I remember being in an event. I remember receiving an award, and you see yeah, mama gonna be there. Mama gonna give you the love, the hugs, the kisses, all of that. You know that. But how does it feel when you looking there and you see your daddy, man? What type of strength does it give you?
Woo!
Can you imagine that feeling? Come on, Chise. Come
Yeah.
on. This is
Come on, man.
come on, man. This is what taps into and gives you chills. When I see my daddy, you feel like you can run through a brick wall. When you see your daddy, it's tunnel vision. I don't see anybody else in the stands, in the
It's
audience.
game time.
I see my daddy. When
Look.
somebody I came home and somebody say today that I got potentially, they talked about me. At that moment, your daddy gonna pour so many tokens, so many jewels into you. Understand me? Look me in my eyes. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are confident. You are all of the above, A to Z. You gonna get it from mama too, but it's different when you get it from your daddy. Come on, dads. Come on, fathers. It's different when you get it from your dad, especially that young girl. Think about that, man. You got young girls out here hurting open books, man, because they haven't felt a father's love. Come on, man. You got young,
Talk
you
that
got
talk.
young, you got young boys out here who they like, I ain't never had my daddy hug me, man. I ain't never had my daddy. My daddy say, come on, son, you got this. Hold your head up. Hear me? So you got moments like that again to being a father to where it has no condition on it. So we talking about again fathers and emotional development. Right? I'm gonna go next, man. Going forward, fathers set the bar for relationships with others. It goes on to say that fathers not only influence who we are inside, but how we have relationships with people and we grow. The way a father treats his child will influence what he or she looks for in other people. Friends, lovers, and spouses will all be chosen based on how the child perceived the meaning of the relationship with his or her father. Come on, man. The pattern a father sets in the relationship with his children will dictate how his children relate to other people.
Talk that talk, bro.
Come on, man. I'm going forward. Now, this hit home. Fathers and their daughters. Young girls depend on their fathers for security and emotional support. A father shows his daughter what a good relationship with a man is like. If a father is loving and gentle, his daughter will look for those qualities in men when she's old enough to begin dating. If a father is strong and violent, she will relate closely to men of the same character. This is the last one. Fathers and their sons. Unlike girls who model their relationships with others based on their father's characters, boys model themselves after who? After their father.
Father.
Fathers will seek approval from their fathers from a very young age. As human beings, we grow up by imitating the behaviors of around us. That's how we learn to function in the world. If a father is carrying and treats people with respect, the young boy will grow up much the same. When a father is absent, young boys look to other male figures to set the rules for how to behave and survive in this world, man. That's the time we living in.
Mm.
That's the time we living in. So again, when fathers understand their place in their families, man, we won't need the police. We won't need the police to police my family or my kids. Because as a father, I know, look, I know where your location is. I know where you better be. I know when I get there, who you better be with. Why? Because I'm your father. Again, I know when you go be home. I know who you hanging around. I know their parents. Why? Because that father, you just do certain things. We love mothers, but a father role is completely different. Completely different. You completely different. So again, the weight that a father has is untold. It's untold.
You battle every day, man. It's a
Come
battle
on, man.
every day. Chise, give me something, baby. Give me
Hundred
something, man.
percent, man. Y'all both killing the game right now, man. It's so much. It's like my brain is processing it all, but it just goes back to it starts from home, for any father, for any man, right? And you have to be present. Like there's a difference between being a dad and being present and being a father. And just going back to what Crow was saying, man, had me thinking about it's something in your subconscious where you feel something where you make your father proud. Like I would, as a young man, just love seeing my dad smile, making him proud. Like it brings some kind of joy within your heart. Going back to JB talking about certain women, right? Just thinking about how when you're on a date, one of the first things within the first 2 or 3 dates you ask is, "Well, was your dad present?" Because it's important. You've dated girls that you could tell that their father wasn't present in their life. Prime example. If a father's present in her life, a real man is going to show this young lady, this young man needs to open the door for you. He needs to be respectful of your time. He needs to pay for your meal. He needs to be, he shows you these things of chivalry, right? And sometimes you could tell if you're dating a young lady and she didn't have her father present. And there's nothing wrong necessarily with having your father present, because I say this all the time. You can learn from your uncles, you can learn from your coaches, you can learn from other father figures. Prime example, one of my favorite quotes is, when a child is born, so is an aunt and so is an uncle. Think about that. Think
Mhm.
about that. That's important. Man. Uncles is very, very, very important. I'm gonna say this. Long story short, when I lived in New York, my mom was talking to my uncle. He was living in North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, to be specifically exact. And we were going through some tough times, right? And my uncle told her, "You need to come down here. It's a safe opportunity, and there's plenty of education, and it's a great place to raise a young man." So I said, "Okay, great." Me and my mom moved to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm from the city. My uncle had me down here chopping wood, changing the oil, cutting the grass, showing me what a man is supposed to be, what a man is supposed to look like. I know some men that don't even know how to change the wheel on a tire. So,
Yeah.
young lady, if you're dating somebody and this young man don't know how to change a tire, that's a problem. So, you don't necessarily have to have your father. Fathers, of course, is the number one thing you want in your life. You want your father's love, but also respect the uncles out there, the coaches, the father figures, the older brothers, because you can definitely learn a lot from them as well. So definitely, that's what I want to add to that.
Smoke, give me something, man. I know you know that shaking your head. Drop something, man.
Yeah,
Hey
yeah.
man, hey man, I'm just enjoying. You feel me? I'm like a sponge, man. Just soaking up all of the knowledge that's being dropped. But one thing, man, I think is important. Most definitely, man, I heard earlier in the discussion is that men taking time to really, really show their emotions, really, really show how they feel to their children, man. And I know for me, I got 2 sons and a daughter, and with my sons, I hug them, I kiss them on their cheek, man. I kiss them on their forehead to let them know that ain't nothing fugazi. You feel
Come
me?
on
Your
with it,
father
man.
really, really love you. I tell
Mm,
them, look, it ain't nothing wrong with you crying. You feel me? You ain't got to hold nothing in and then go to school and shoot the school up or slap a woman up because you don't know how to deal with your emotions. You need to let
Emotions,
that out.
man.
You feel
Come
me?
on with
You
it.
need to let that pain
mm.
out. You need to let that trauma out, or it's gonna soak out in another way, in another level. So my sons cry in front of me all the time, man. I talk to him, yo, hey, come talk to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to you for a minute, man. What's going on in school, man? What's happening, man? What's going on with the ladies,
Mm.
man? I talk to my daughter. My daughter is 7 years old. I sit down and I take time and I talk to my daughter because I don't know how long I'm gonna be here.
That's right.
Tomorrow is not promised to nobody. So I got to every chance I get to be with my daughter, I take time, man, with her. I look in her eyes, I say, Daddy, love you. I kiss her, man. I hold her.
Talk that
like
talk,
I hug her. You feel me? Because pretty soon she gonna start ovulating. Pretty soon she gonna start having a menstrual cycle. Pretty soon she gonna be out here.
We already there, baby.
She gonna be out here. You feel me? And I ain't gonna be able to watch her. But if I take time with her and hold her, if I take time with her and let her know Daddy love her, even though I'm not with her physically, I'm still there with her spiritually. You feel me? And the times that I done share with her, she gonna take that into her relationships. I know her heart gonna get hurt. I know her heart gonna get hurt. You feel
Gary,
me?
can I add something right quick
You
too?
can't jump in and mess up my flow, but it's cool.
Man, you gotta let him go.
No, I had to add it touched my spirit, it touched my core. So what you're saying also is she doesn't have to look for your love through other men.
Like
because she knows that she is loved from her father.
I like that. You preaching, Bishop.
That showed her what true love is.
Right.
I don't need to go get no love from other men. I got it from my daddy.
Right.
My daddy showed me this is what a man looks like.
Right.
My daddy showed me this is what a man needs to be.
Come on.
Right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Gary. I ain't
cut you Bishop. You preaching, man. You need to go ahead and have an altar call.
Hey, Gary, so check this out. Just something came to mind, fellas. Locker room talk. We keeping it live. We keeping it raw. We keeping it uncut, but we keeping it PG for those young viewers, right? So think about this, fellas. Think about in your prime, how easily, because I think about this having daughters. How easily was it for you to identify a girl that did not have a father that was like engaged? Like how easily, just think about it, fellas. You in the club or you out in public. How easily could you identify that girl who dressed promiscuous? Or that girl who you give her a compliment and she blown off her feet? Or that girl who she can't stand her ground. She don't even look you in the eyes because she ain't confident. Or that girl who hang around other girls and happen to be the girl that's the bystander.
Right.
Come on with it. I'm gonna tell you. Let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead, talk that talk,
JB. Man, let me tell you now how you put it, Crow. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't really think about it like that, right? Because back in college, we ain't thinking about that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not thinking about that. We in the club, we see, and we always tell ourselves, oh, she got a low self-esteem. I already know what I could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, we already know. But now now when you put it like that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It might just be me, but I'm just saying we be there. You like, yo, she got a low self-esteem. I already know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I already know.
Just keeping the locker room talk, right? Just keeping the locker room talk, right?
Locker room talk, baby.
Locker room talk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see that, and I know, like my man said in the chat, it's easy. You can see it across the club. You know what I mean? So, man, I Crow.
So I'm gonna throw a twist to it. Check this out. On the flip side, think about when you met you in high school, college, right? Think about when you met that female who you like, oh, she got somebody solid in her life. She like, oh no, hold on. You ain't open the door for me? Hold on. You didn't pull my seat out for me? You didn't say thank you? You yelling at me? Matter of fact, you didn't even introduce me to the people in your life that are important to you. Oh, you think I'm a side chick? Mm-hmm. But then she speak up for herself and say what she say? You know what? My daddy don't even do that. You gone. And then you call her and you block. and you don't even know why. But then you find out that same chick, she the president, or she on the dean's list at your university. But then you find out on down the road that, nah, bro, she ain't your ordinary chick. Like she has a father in her life who has spoke life into her, who has let her know, that has taken her on dates, that has said, no, baby, a man don't do that. No,
Right.
A man is supposed to. If a man mess up, you say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Absolutely.
No, a man, you're not gonna take your lady certain places. You just not. Now you're gonna take some chick who, just that you just met. You're gonna take them. You're gonna take. I'm just locker room talk, right?
But
however, that one who you like, oh yeah, she the one. You're gonna treat her a little bit different. Yeah,
it's that standard.
It's that standard. It's that standard. But that you knew that. You knew that as a guy, that I can't treat her because she has a father that has shown her the ropes. So it ain't no locker room talk, fellas. This ain't no one night stands. We gotta have we gotta have like I need to know your relationship with God is like solid. Because if you don't even real talk, if you don't desire to have a closer relationship with God as a man, you can't be close to me. You don't even know how to treat me. So fellas, I'm passionate about this, as you can see, right?
Yeah,
so again, but as a father, because I know that it's three parts. As a father, I have to do right by God. I'm not doing what I do for my community. I'm not doing what I'm trying to do for accolades, which I want it. You just want those things. It's cool. However, I know that it's three parts. It's God, then it's Father, and then I know how to treat my lady. I know how to treat the woman in my life. Not saying that I'm gonna be perfect. I know how to treat my daughter.
Right.
I know how to treat the women in my life. So the women in my life, they see a reflection of not perfect, but somebody trying to strive. It's a difference in trying to attempting to try to be a better father. It's a difference.
Come on with it, man.
It's a difference because the difference in trying to be a better player, a better business, a better entrepreneur, whatever it is. The first thing is showing up.
Showing up, bro.
You got to show up.
Showing up. Showing up.
When they get hard, baby, we gonna figure this out. And you know what, baby, daddy I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just don't know. I don't. But you give me a minute, and we gonna figure that thing out.
Man,
we talking about being a father. I have to
interject real quick.
Talk that talk.
That right there, it hits home in so many levels. And it's two things I'm gonna speak about. I'm gonna go to Smoot what he said, what goes a long way as a father, and our kids. When he said having a conversation, hugging your children, telling them it's okay to be emotional, be vulnerable. It's okay to cry.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't hold that in.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to do that. Smooth, that right there hit home for me so much, bro. You just don't understand, and being in a point where I'm gonna switch to Crowell when he talk about the book, right? The book of life. Understand that when it comes to a man, right? When it comes to a man in that book, being lazy is a sin.
Speak about it.
Understand that.
Yeah, they don't talk about that.
It is a sin. That's something I didn't know, and I just learned that. So when you're not lazy in a child's life, and you more as a proactive, and you going heavy on everything that your child does, what they're doing. My mother set the bar way high for me. Me playing sports, all my life, she never missed a game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never missed a game. So when I'm at the point where my children, I try my hardest not to miss the game. Because what Crowell said, I don't care if you don't like your father, if you hate your father, but your father is there at that game watching you perform. It's another level.
Mm-hmm.
You take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, everything comes around as far as knowing who your father is first, keeping him first. And I promise you, I'm a true believer of this. I'm a man of this. He will show you.
Amen.
Yes.
Your father is your accountant.
Amen.
He will tell you how much energy you should give out.
Dang. You might want to marinate on that for a minute, man. About how much energy to give out.
Yes. Know him first. He's going to show you how much energy you should pour out. He's going to lead you to those people that's going to help you. Because understand, it's never I got it from the mud. No. It takes a team. Someone help me. You feel me? So being that father, being that presence, stop being lazy. Lazy is a sin, people.
That's good.
Lazy is a sin.
You dropping gems on it, JB. Man, can I interject right quick and add a couple things? And I got to get my man a couple people in here as well because they in here, but I want to get them and have them ask us questions. And also, I got a couple comments I want to get to. My boy T-Bird, my boy Tony Word dropped a couple comments as well. But just going back to what you gentlemen was saying, I'm gonna say this: if y'all don't get anything from this particular locker room talk, I want y'all to get this. This is so important and pivotal, and it's on my heart and it's on my mind. That's why I gotta say it. And I say that because you got to keep your house in order. Your is so important. You got to keep the father first. Crow said that the best. You got to keep the father first. Once you align with the man above, our creator, everything else gonna fall in place. And it goes back to our women as well. Our women, y'all are like right there. Y'all are right there. I'm not saying y'all are beneath us or no. It's every good man does have one by his side, but you have to let that man lead that household. So as goes the man, so as goes the household. And that's so important for that man to be the leader of the household. Women, if you are even making more money than your man, that's understandable. I will respect that. We're in a different day and time, but you have to let your man lead the household because it's very important. That's his job. And I can't speak on that enough. And then going back to what JB said a long time ago, you have me think about it's levels to this. You know, this for the young kids right here. There's levels to it. So if you meet a girl, right? This is for my young men out here. Well, you got to take her to Roof Crest, or she got to go to Olive Garden, or she want Benihana. Versus you got a regular chick. You might have to take her to Applebee's, right? Some of these girls, we're talking locker room, might belong to the streets. You got to be aware of that. The young boys, that's what they say. She belongs to the streets, right? I'm just saying. So I'm gonna get to a comment from my man T-Bird, and then I'm gonna let my man Michael Grady in. And T-Bird had a good comment earlier. Shout out to my boy Robert Duncan is in the building. Suzanne Joseph. Let me see what T-Bird said. Okay, this is what T-Bird said earlier. God has to heal your heart and mind first, because some men don't know how to be a father because they didn't have a father figure in their life.
That's facts.
So I'm gonna let my man Gary, Brady, and we're gonna get it. Grady, thank you for joining the show, my brother. Grady, you in?
We
Oh,
can't
Hey,
hear
get your
you.
audio together, man. Come on, get this dude out
I can hear
here,
you,
man.
bro.
Get
I
this
can
dude
hear you.
out here,
I can hear you.
man.
Nobody paying attention. Nobody paying attention to Smooth Talk. I can hear you, Chise. We haven't seen Smooth Talk in 6 months. So yeah, I'm here. What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing? I was listening to the show. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to the show. Man, you guys, I can definitely tell y'all fathers because everything y'all was saying, man, I can relate as a father myself. So thank you for having me on, though, Chise.
no problem, man. What kind of gems you got for us, man? Because we want to hear your perspective, and you got any questions for us as well? That's what we want to hear. Any comments?
Like I said, man, you guys just from listening to you guys' standpoint, man, like I can pretty much take pretty much a thing from each one of you guys' statements and whatnot. But coming from my own self, man, I really feel like nowadays when I deal with my kids, man, I feel like my kids, and I see other people's kids too, like technology is taking over the role of the father too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because, let me just ask you guys this, though. How many times do your kids come and ask you questions that they're supposed to ask their actual father? Now, we go to Siri or we go to our iPhones and we ask stuff about pregnancy. We ask stuff about STDs. We ask about stuff that's supposed to be coming from the actual man himself. Now, I'm asking myself this, where are we to give our information to our kids? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like technology is a major issue. It's a major barrier in the development of our children, but it's also a major barrier in the bond that a child or anybody can carry with their father in reference to their children. So I just think that's huge, man.
Absolutely. I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. Here's the thing about that, right? And I can speak for myself, right? So growing up, we give our children things that we didn't have, right? So when we give our child their cell phone for the first time, right? Some of us as parents use that technology as a babysitter, right? Then that babysitter turns into the parent because everything that a child learns, they have it in their hand.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when that comes to play in is, this is locker room, like my cousin said, this is locker room talk, right?
Locker room. Yeah.
We the punks. We the punks. Right?
It is.
Well, we the punks because we allowed that to happen because we so distracted by other things that goes around us in this life that we call this journey that we call life. Right. We use this technology as a babysitter, then that babysitter turns into the parent. Then now your child is not coming to ask their fathers how they do this, not how to do this, because they finding it on the internet. And 10 years ago, me speaking like this, I would have never said technology will ruin a child's life. You know what I'm saying? But you said this generation now, we even victims of it. We wake up. What we do when first day we wake up, we grab our cell phones.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We grab it quickly.
Yeah.
They doing the exact same thing. And they looking at things and they learning things because us as fathers, we being lazy. Remember that word. We being lazy, not to take time out to talk to them.
Right. But you know what too, though? I want to jump in on that too, though. Yeah. You know, the only reason why I feel like kids nowadays rely on technology because technology is not going to tell them no. Understand?
Yes, sir. Yes,
technology's not going to tell them. Technology's not going to tell them. Well, if you go and do this, how you going to learn from it? If I'm telling you that I went through it myself,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? It's not going to do that. So our kids look for the easy way out, but they don't want to come up the way we came up.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
It's the whole generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole generation.
I say this though. I feel like our generation, you know, we grew up on encyclopedias. It wasn't no Google, right?
Right.
But facts, right? But we also, as a parent, you have to be adaptable. I feel like you have to go somewhat with the trend and the times, because your child can be doing something inappropriate and you may not know it. Especially if you're a father, you want to protect your daughters. These predators and these weirdos out here are on these social media sites. So as a parent, it's your job to monitor their phone time, their internet time. And my man Lamar Duncan said it the best. I'm gonna pull up his comment. Lamar was basically saying, put down the phone. And at dinner, if it's family time, we're not having no phone. It's family time.
That's right.
Oh, who does that anymore though? Who does that anymore?
That's
right.
Yeah,
this right.
Lamar said this. He said, old school dinner, no TV or electronics at the dinner table. And I'm gonna leave with this. I'm gonna let somebody else take the floor. When I used to work in the medical field, I worked in the medical field 13 years. I was around anesthesiologists that easily make $500,000. Surgeons, $500,000, $300,000, right? So I'm around very well-off people. And let's just say other races, you know what they do? They don't have TVs. They don't have all this Netflix, Hulu, none of that. I talked to some of those doctors. My child don't got that. But guess what happened in the African American community? Oh, nah, they got to get the J's.
Come on.
They got to have the newest tablet.
Come on.
The newest Nintendo, the newest PlayStation. Nah,
right.
I gotta be on YouTube. No, they have their children pick up a book. How many books you done read? How many audiobooks you done read today?
Yeah.
What did you learn in school? So as a parent, you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be cognizant of what's going on in this world and raise your child, and not allow social media to raise your child.
That's right.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Denzel said this, and I loved it. He said, "Do you control your phone, or does your phone control you?"
Man,
somebody else take the floor on that.
Man, I'm gonna just say this real quick. Like my wife chimed in, and she said, and this is a great point. She is like, how can we tell a child about technology when the parent and the father is addicted to?
Yeah, I just read that. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's deep.
Wow.
Yeah, I just read that.
Man.
That's deep, bro.
Come on with it. It's about balance.
Yeah, that's deep.
You're right.
And I just took I've been off of social media now for a good 2 months. Just to break the addiction, just to break it. And it's been fruitful to my relationship with my children. It's been fruitful with my relationship with my fiance. I look at it in a brand new light. We sit down and have real conversations.
Yeah.
I sit down with my kids. We have real conversations now. I got off of social media. People be hitting me up daily. I just got 3 calls yesterday. People like, where are you at?
Right.
I'm here. You feel me? But I'm it's crazy that at this day and time we so addicted to this social media, we so addicted to the phone. But when you actually, you know what I'm saying, take time out, like what your wife said, you take time away and you be going through withdrawals, you feel me? Because it's a real addiction. You be going through withdrawal, but the payback, the benefit of it is so beautiful. Like my relationship now, it's with my fiance is better. My relationship with my kids is better. Before we they all 3 on the tablet. I'm on the tablet. I'm like, look, man, shut up over there and look at Baby Shark. I'm looking at, what I'm doing. You feel me? Everybody detached. You feel me? Everybody's turning into robots. But when it's hard to put that tablet down. It's hard to put that phone down. It's hard to uninstall Facebook, Instagram. It's them likes and them love and them all that. It's addictive.
Talk about it.
What do that do as a father though? How is that affecting our culture as men?
Like y'all said, man, it's letting the tablet raise your children.
Yeah.
If you Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, when you don't take time out to say, hey, turn that phone off, man. Let's go outside and go fishing, nigga.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, turn that tablet out. Let's go out here and go to Build-A-Bear at the mall, babe.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it's a totally different flex when you turn that phone on. You feel me? It's a totally different flex when I take my daughter to the park. I take my son. Let me show you how to put a worm, a night crawler on this hook.
Come on. I love
it. I love it.
And I'm gonna say this as well. You can't, if somebody tells you something about your child, you can check them and say that's not right, that's not accurate, because I know my child. You can't tell me my child is doing XYZ because no, they wasn't on social media, or no, they was not that location.
Right.
Properly raising your child, like I said, you got to have them disconnect, and you got to figure out how your child ticks. You have to, as a parent, I feel like one of your biggest jobs is to implement your child with philosophies, goals, inspiration. How are you going to do those things and you letting Facebook raise your child?
Right.
Social media love is not real.
That's right.
Social
media facts, bro.
It's not real. Like
let me drop this. Let me drop this gem. So the number one thing that came to mind, especially the time that we lived in, and it's been going on prior to us, but my parents' told it to us. Well, told it to them, and it got passed down to us, and a lot of times it's forgotten. What we battling against as fathers, it's not physical. Like we are living in the times to where the presence is through what we talking about, social media and the spirits and the principalities of this world. So I understand this. When I see when we grew up, social media wasn't present, right?
Right.
So if my dad saw me acting out of character, he'd be like, "Boy, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Who have you been hanging around?"
He
already know. I didn't teach you that. So he already know. He already knew off jump that. Hold up, I need to come to your school to see who you've been hanging around. Facts. Because
Facts.
That's not you.
Right.
Like case in point. When my parents, we didn't grow up in the house where we was playing tunk, pat, dropping money on the table, rolling dice. That didn't go down at the house. So the fact of when my dad found out, he pulled up on me. Hey, we was at Carl Russell. Hey, Pops rolled up. Hey, the boys was like, "Crow, your daddy here." When a child hears that in the time we grew up in, it's like, my daddy here, man. Hey, bro, I got to roll, bro. My daddy here, bro. I got to deal, bro. Like, I can't be with y'all. I can't be caught up with you. I can't, no, bro. No. But again, the time we live in now, you can say, "Oh, I'm going to call your daddy. I'm going to call your mom." You're like, "Okay, all right. They ain't going to come to the school no way. All right."
Right.
They ain't going to say nothing. Like, but being in education, I see that more times, and it don't sit well with me. So I understand that when I see young girls coming to school in elementary talking about, "I got lashes in my book bag." What? You got lashes in your book?
Wow.
You in K5?
Wow.
Who is in? Then you got a young boy talking about, "Yeah, I got on that drip." What drip? You got on that? What's drip? You in the 3rd grade? Right. You're supposed to be dripping A's,
right?
But you not reading on your grade level. But you talking about the things that don't matter. So again, we talking about the spirits and the principalities of this world. Like, fathers, that's what we dealing with. So, like you say, stepping away from social media, it's gonna be there. But personally, we have to understand that, you know what? I'm not being a good example. I'm not being a good example in it, but it starts with me. Contrary to whether I think my kids are looking at me or not looking at me, or whether my kids are seeing what am I doing and not or not seeing what I'm doing, I have to be mindful of that as a father. Like I had to check it in regard to think about the music that we listen to nowadays, man.
Right.
That's the connecting piece.
Right.
And so I had to be mindful of that. I'm like, nah, it's a nice track, but now we can't. I can't, because it kind of caught me by surprise when you hear your child repeating what 2 Chainz talking about, and I'm like, no, that ain't life. That ain't life. So again, we dealing with things, and we having to have meaningful conversations and ask those trigger questions to our children, because if we don't ask, then those answers are going to be given by way of a way in it. And before our child get home, we're like, baby, why you acting like this? Why you talking like this? Who you picked that up from? Social media. So again, we gotta be engaged, man. We have to be more intentional in regard to what we are doing as fathers. Because again, it starts with us as fathers, man, and our kids are watching us. They watching us. And I'm finish with this. God said it himself in his word. He said, woe to you. He said, woe to you. And I'm going to paraphrase it, but how I picked it up, it said, woe to you if you are influencing my children in the wrong way. Woe to you. Like that thing, man, that thing hit me a little different, man. If you are leading my child in such a way to where it's not towards me, man, you got to give an account for that thing, man. But again, not that I'm gonna be perfect. But I'm being aware of how I'm living my life and how it's going to affect my children. Generational curse is real.
No doubt. I like that.
It would be better for a millstone to be wrapped around your neck and you thrown into the ocean for you to lead a little child astray.
So yes, let me get to a couple of these comments, man.
See, I'm about to drag you, Brady, but I ain't gonna do that.
No, I was gonna ask you to elaborate on that. I want to hear more on that.
Let me, y'all.
Hey, go back to what you was gonna do, man.
Let me get to some of these comments, man, and we're gonna wrap up shortly, y'all. But let me get to some of these comments. Lamar Duncan says, same goes for working 80 hours a week and not being present. We blame social media, but we won't blame ourselves when we sometimes are not present to dedicate ourselves to our job and our career.
Yeah,
my man Brandon Horn said fatherhood is essential because without the presence of a man is demoralizing.
That's
true.
Thanks.
That's real.
We got some good ones here, man. We got some people that's really rocking with us. Shout out to Tonio Bird again. Break the generational curse. Yes, sir, King. And that's why, sidebar, that's why I call my brothers kings, because we are kings. I get tired of hearing, what up, Ian? What up, Queen, kings. It's important for us to recognize those words, because your words are very damaging, or they can be helpful. Right. Tonio Bird said, no discipline, it starts at home. That is true. Shout out to your queen, JB. Bring those parents back. Us teachers missing them.
That was real though. I like that, man. That was real.
I love it. Hey, I'm from the old school. I posted it the other day. Look, I got the little I had to write, I will not talk in class if I talk too much in class. I had to stay after to do, racing the boards and stuff, man. I had a teacher when I was growing up grabbing by my ear. And her name was Miss Nancy Thomas. Let me cut up in class. She said, hold on, I got to talk to you. Look, I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So Lavanya Denise said, tablets and social media teach kids what many parents are uncomfortable with discussing.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to say this too, Chise. Hey, if you guys have small kids, man, definitely monitor roadblocks, yo. I saw something on roadblocks that was disturbing as hell.
Really?
If you got little kids, definitely pay attention to roadblocks, because I saw a particular scene on roadblocks. Like I said, locker room talk, right?
Right. Yeah. It's locker room talk.
Bro, like there's no way in the world I should see blocks having sexual acts performed on them.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
On the actual game, bro. No lie.
Oh wow.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So any roadblocks, if I see my kids playing roadblocks in my house, get out that game. Get out that game. Dude, I saw that. I was shocked, man. I couldn't believe it. And this is stuff that's actually like the whole Roblox, the whole Fortnite, dude, this stuff is literally like hypnotizing our kids' minds. So like my kids right now, if I tell them to get out the game right now, man, they have a fit. You know what I'm saying? They have a fit, and I'm like, why y'all crying over this? I can't even ask you to do some chores or do your own work, but yeah, you got here falling out because I tell you to get off the game.
Falling out.
It's falling out. Literally. No, no lie, Smooth. I'm telling you, my son Mike, man, I tell him to get off the game, man. Yo, I can just give him that look. Dad ain't playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from the James Evans era, man. I don't mess around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mix it with a little Joe Jackson if you take me. You know what I'm saying? But my kids know better. They know not to take me there though.
Right.
But at the same time, man, like I was saying to you guys earlier, man, like it's a lot of and two, what my man was saying, Crowell was saying too. Yo, it's a problem too, man, with our kids. It's a problem with the woman and the man being friends to their kids.
Mm.
That's a major problem too, though. Like
Yeah.
I've seen kids talk to their mom, and I've seen kids talk to their dad like they would talk to their friends in the street.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
110.
Yeah, so that's why I look at that too. I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, hold up. Like it even get to the point. I'm like, man, yo, you want to talk to your dad like that? Then he be like, first thing coming out of my mouth, oh, he ain't gonna say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if that was me coming up with my dad, oh nah, I would have been across the field somewhere, man.
Right.
All day.
Right.
All day.
Y'all know how it is. If you got parents that you know what I'm saying, like it's now the generational thing, yeah, it could be a generational curse, but some of the things that we did in our generations need to be brought back.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So I ain't mean to wrap you up on that, Chise.
Oh no, that's some good stuff, man. Because people need to hear this, man. I believe in you show out, you get woe out, and I'm
That's it.
I'm talking about on site. If we got to go to the bathroom, we need to go handle this right quick. We need to go handle this right quick. Because when I was growing up, like my dad was very militant. He was in the military, and if I would go across an adult and wouldn't say excuse me, pardon me, that's a problem. I address everyone, Mr., ma'am, sir, because they're warranted that respect. I'm gonna show you respect until otherwise.
Right.
No.
And sometimes, like you said, that's lost, man. That's lost. But go ahead. I ain't gonna preach.
But I agree 110% because how I am, I'm more protective. So if like let my children act out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do they got to call daddy? They straighten up.
Right.
Hey, I don't like. I told my daughter is. I just want to make it clear to you. I'm not going to get tired.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that I'm not going to get tired. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would literally be in a restaurant eating, and let me get a phone call. I will leave the restaurant and be right there. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And you losing money too? Oh,
absolutely. Man. Absolutely.
Hey, so check it out, fathers. I want to go ahead and just capsule everything because it's a lot. And of course, it'll be a couple series going forward. But just thinking about, of course, fathers and the culture of fatherhood and really breaking this thing down in regard to your SWOT analysis, talking about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Let's drop words. When we think about the strengths, what's the strengths of a father? And then next will be weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'm going to jot them down. I think it's very important to just capsule in regard to the father, the culture of fatherhood today. As y'all spit, I'm going to be writing so we can go ahead and continue because I know a couple people got comments, but let's do it. Again, talking about them strengths, I'll say it first. Strengths is, I'm going to say confidence. First one, that's the first thing come to mind that your kids, that your family pull from a father is confidence.
Another strength is I'm always going to say this, and I believe this to this day, is having your mental has to be in place. So a strong mindset. Strong mindset.
I love that. I love that.
Go ahead and spit it, fellas.
I'm gonna say discipline. I believe for a child as a parent, your job is to figure out what your child's good at and hone in on that skill and also implement the discipline they need to flourish and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to achieve any amount of greatness, you have to have a certain amount of discipline. So discipline is important.
Oh, wow. Go ahead, Smoot.
I would say, thank you. I would say transparency for me is number one with how I raise my children, because I'm a very, very open father. So I talk about my struggles that I had when I was a teenager. I talk with my sons about different things I went through, whether it be hormones and different things I was going through, because they're going through the same thing. We done talked about sex. We done talked about all kinds of stuff, because if I don't talk with you about it, the street's gonna talk to you about it. So I would be better that you talk with me about it, because I'm gonna keep it a straight done. You feel me? So we talk about all kinds of things. I talk about how I struggled academically. I talk about how I wasn't that strong in this, or I wasn't that strong in that, so that my children don't feel a certain type of way if they aren't reaching their goals or doing certain things. So I can let them know, like, hey, you're not weak. You feel me? You're not weak at all. Everybody goes through certain struggles. Everybody goes through certain things. So transparency, man. I'm very, very open in conversations I have with my daughter, and very, very open with conversations I have with my son, so that they can always come and talk to daddy. You feel me?
Absolutely.
I love it, man.
Man, I'm gonna close it out. Man, I'm gonna say awareness.
Woo!
Only reason why I say awareness, because we got to be aware of what our kids is doing outside of the home. But most importantly, when we start seeing changes in their everyday life, we can't put, whether it's good or bad, we can't put, that on the back burner, because that's important. Mm-hmm. Because if they feel like they're not being listened from within, they're going to get information from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So if we're going to give our family and our children the time and effort, make sure that we aware them of the situations that we've been through, so they won't have to reflect on those same situations when they're coming up. So
right. Absolutely. And structure too. Structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Structure is a good one, man. You got to have some type of structure, and with you and your child's life, and home as well. That plays a major role to being transparent. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Having discipline, and being aware of things that goes on, and because all that falls in the structure of how you do things.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Okay. Going to the next segment, fellas. The culture of fatherhood is talking about the weaknesses in regard to fatherhood today in the 21st century. The weaknesses. I would say, I'm gonna say vulnerability. For me, it's vulnerability. Just sharing those moments to where, like, man, daddy, I don't got it all together. I'm trying to figure this thing out, and daddy needs help.
Absolutely.
Like that vulnerability, like telling your kids that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's okay to cry. Like daddy has moments to where I want to cry in front of my family, but also it's that time to where it's like, I don't want to show my family that I'm weak, or daddy is emotional, or daddy don't got it all together. But then I go in my car and I'm like, man, I cry because I'm like, this thing hurt. Because I want it as bad for my family as my family wanted for my family. Baby, I don't know how. I don't know how that next. I don't know how that allotment is gonna get paid. I don't. I don't even know the answer. But you know what? God got this thing figured out. So that's who I'm trusting. Right. So I realize, baby, when I'm weak, that's when I'm stronger. When I'm vulnerable, that's when that is stronger. So again, I'm gonna say vulnerability.
I'm gonna come with something better. I'm gonna come with something too. I'm gonna say fear. Understand. I want you to I want everyone to listen, and that's listening to me right now. Fear is a major weakness that men have. And then I want you to understand this too, as well. Listen to me when I say this. Fear is a choice. God didn't give you fear. You chose fear. Okay? So remember that. Fear is a major weakness in being a father and raising our kids, even kids that's not our own.
Right.
Because we are fearful of what our significant other is going to say. So we tend to back up.
Right.
You know what I mean? We tend to not do things because of fear. You know what I mean? But once again, fear is a choice. God didn't place fear on none of us. We chose fear. So when you choose fear, you get things, and you let things creep up here that make you doubt yourself because of fear.
Right.
Okay, so fear is another big thing, a big weakness that we all need to try to overcome and beat.
Right.
Got it.
I'm gonna say purpose. See, a lot of people, they don't know their purpose, right? And it goes back to what JB talked about a long time ago. Like, a lot of y'all cats is lazy. So a lot of y'all cats is lazy. You don't want to step up to the plate and be the man that God designs you to be, that destines you to be. Find your purpose so you can bless other people, bless your family, bless your fruit. So I would say a weakness is purpose. Some people are afraid to find their purpose. And I'm gonna say this: if you're afraid of anything, you gotta realize God ain't never gonna put so much on you that your shoulders or the weight you can't bear. So, you're a man. I talked to Crow and JB about this earlier today. Like, I equate a man to being like Atlas. You got to hold that weight on your shoulders. You got to hold the world up. But God ain't gonna just put these obstacles in front of you and not give you the tools to handle this, to handle that burden. So you got to figure out your purpose. And a lot of people's weaknesses is they don't know what they want to do with themselves. They don't have purpose. They don't have drive. I'll leave you with that.
Come on, Chise. Come on, man. Boy, I can tap in on that one.
But hey, Smoot got something for us.
Smoot, come on.
What you got for us, Smoot? What you got for us?
No, I had saw something. What Antonio Bird had put in the comments. He said, encouragement, and that spoke to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to keeping, with being a father, it's important that you got a woman by your side that can encourage you and hold you down and be the rock. Of course, the Lord, He is my shepherd. Of course, He's my rock. He's my fortress. He's my strong tower. Of course.
Right.
But sometimes,
speak.
Sometimes, baby, you need your rib. You feel me? To hold you in place. You feel me? I need a strong woman to hold me in place. I need a strong woman to encourage me when my mind start playing tricks on me. You feel me? I need a strong woman to keep me in line when them bills and when the pressures of life, and I got to deal with these demons at my job, and I got to deal with these demons in my family. I need you got to have a strong woman by your side or you gonna crumble. Of course, I got the Lord with me, of course. But I need my baby with me.
That reality.
If you ain't got no woman that's gonna hold you 10 toes down. Not 9. Not 5. But baby, we need all 10 in.
All 10.
Right.
We're not playing hokey pokey. Turn yourself. You know what I'm talking about?
Talk that talk.
You got to have a strong woman that's gonna hold you all the way down and help you when you fall, because you're gonna fall. Right. Feel me? But it ain't nothing like having, if you got a beach bum in your life, life is hard, period. Okay. Offenses are going to come, the struggles are going to come, life hard, period. Okay. But the thing is, when you got a good woman in your life, man, it's nothing like it.
It's team.
Nothing like it. It's a team, bro. Facts. It's a team. Baby, I'm trying to build in life.
Ooh.
I'm trying to put the capstone on this pyramid. Boy. You understand what I'm saying? We trying to build something. If you ain't trying to build nothing, get away from me. I don't need you,
man.
I don't need you. Feel me? Heavy. I told you when we first got in this thing, if you're not trying to build, get gone from me. It's all about building, man. You feel me? So if you got a strong woman with you who encourages you, you got a strong woman with you who supporting you. If you got a strong woman with you who going, oh, I'm holding this. I'm trying to put this brick up in this. We're trying to, put the brick up in this sphinx, to finish putting this sphinx together. To put this. I'm trying to finish putting this. And you got a woman holding your arm, man. Baby, I got you. Baby, I got you. When she hold your arm up to put that block in.
That's it.
I didn't do it. We did it.
Ooh.
We raised this family. But when you got a bum who don't want to help you build, you feeling that pressure of your life because you all alone. You're supposed to be my helpmate, like the brother Antonio Bird said, not my downfall.
Right.
Come on, Will.
You're supposed to be my helpmate, not my downfall.
Okay.
And I done had both. I done had a beach bum in my life. Oh, but now, baby, I done went from a chicken dinner to a winner.
Ooh. Lobster.
You know what I'm talking about?
This is why
baby, I done went from steakums to filet mignon.
Oh, come on with it.
It's all about who you find in God. You got to sit down and pray sometimes and say, God, show me who you want me to be with. It's hard out here. You got a bunch of wolves in sheep clothing out here. You got a bunch of women out here faking it and fronting. Like for real, yes, they are. But the thing is this: you got to ask God for the wisdom and the revelation.
Come on with it, brother.
And He'll give it to you.
He showed me.
Gary, you know what you call them?
Me.
You call them Delilahs.
Holy smokes, Crowell.
Yeah,
you
call them Delilahs.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, you can't have a Delilah in your life.
When
you lay down at night, you ain't getting spoken life over. You getting, I hope this your last breath. No, you can't have that, bro.
She cutting your dreads, baby.
You got the bill. You got the bill. Come on, man. Come on.
We ain't building all, don't you?
So Gary,
I can do bad all by myself.
Gary, can you capsule that into one word? Because what I got is because you gave a lot, bro. Right? What I got was a woman by your side. I don't want to paraphrase it. Is that right? Because it's gonna be the second series.
Yeah, it's just a woman. Yeah, I would say teamwork. Teamwork, or it's just it ain't nothing like having a good woman by your side who realizes your dreams, realizes your visions, can tell you when you're wrong.
100.
You feel me, baby? You missed the mark on that.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're doing. You jumped out there. Please don't do it. You feel me? And it's nothing like having a woman by your side who really want to see you win. It's a lot of women who don't want to see you win.
Come on with it, man.
Don't really love me for me. You praying for my downfall.
It's that energy. You got to understand who you lending your energy out to.
Oh shucks, now
you got to know that. And my wife, man, September 18th. Look, I made a choice. And that choice, what I made September 18th, was a good one. So I agree 120% to have that person that can see past the BS in you. Understand that.
Miss Brown, you trying to get them brownie points. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No.
I didn't want to say.
He just there's no brownie points in it, man. He just hit a nerve that is real, man. You know,
right.
You Chase your wife, Crow your wife.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand the place that we are in and the ability to do what we do. It's because what Smooth said. You know, having that person to allow us to do what we do, to allow us to be that father in our children's life, plays a part. You know what I mean? It really does. It really does.
100%. Grady, heavy hitters. Bring us on home for that last point, so we can give you shout outs. And
I got
a woman in his life. He's gay, so he just came out the closet recently. I want to go ahead and let
everybody. He got that herringbone chain on. You want to go there?
And that's 6 months from being you've been annoyed.
Look, here we go now. Man, take that shoestring from around your neck. All right. So everybody know when you wear that gown, you got the crosses upside down on that gown. So cut that shit out. But but anyway,
we got kids on here, PG baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah, nah, my bad. But anyway, man. But nah, everybody said some strong points, man. But I'm gonna basically use a word that I can identify with not only myself, but by some of the people that I actually had around me. Patronizing. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper than that. Patronizing, man. Like I look at it to where, how can you sit here and tell someone about their situation when your kitchen ain't even cleaned itself? We have a major problem with that. And like I said, even though we're talking about the fact that our kids and stuff like that, remember this, guys. Whatever we do, like I'm a role model to my children. So whatever I do, my kids try to emulate everything I do. If I'm sitting here talking about this person situation, if they're dealing with a relationship situation and I can't even keep a relationship, who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? So I'm up here patronize this man when in all actuality, my stuff isn't good. And it don't have to necessarily be about relationships. It could be about how I spend my money. It could be about who the company I keep. It could be about the fact, do I drink alcohol? Which today I'm not. I'm drinking a Perrier.
Whoa, holy smoke!
But it's so like people really get caught up on the fact that you don't know what other people's struggle is, but what is your struggle? You know what I mean? Your struggle can be way worse than what theirs is. But at the end of the day, they're living their life happy. They walk around in good spirits. But yeah, you got to feel like you're walking around in eggshells because you don't know where the hell you going.
Right.
So I feel like for us, and I know this ain't, and I'm only talking because I'm talking to brothers right now, but I'm just saying this in general, man. When you patronize, make sure your thing is lined up straight. Not like this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your line is level straight. Because if your line ain't level straight, you can't lead me to the price land. You can't lead me to the promised land. Because I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna veer off the road because I won't go straight. You know what I mean? So I feel like, man, if you really want to take a concept on what I feel like with me as my own personal vendetta is patronizing people, because I really feel like I came a long way. And like I said, age comes with wisdom. You know what I mean? When I was young, man, everybody, you guys was young. Like we come out there, we did stupid stuff, but at the same time, it took not only somebody to pull me to a side to get myself in order, but I had to do it within myself.
Well, with age, you would think comes wisdom, but actually, right. With age just becomes, you just get older, you closer to death. There's a bunch of 60-year-old thoughts out here.
Yeah, and guess what? That's their prerogative. But if my stuff ain't lined up, who am I to judge them?
You would think that once you get older, you will learn. A lot of people don't learn wisdom, which is the application of knowledge. A lot of people don't learn it. They just go through life doing the same thing they've been doing over and over and over.
Facts. So yeah, man, that's my thing, Chise, man. Like let's keep it real, man. No patronizing, man. Keep your line straight and worry about the inside before you worry about the outside. That's my thing.
There we go.
Got it.
We can't hear you, Charles.
Got it. Next, talking about these opportunities as fathers. Opportunities, like how can we improve? Like what comes to mind? First thing comes to my mind is intentionality. The things that may come to mind, the things that a lot of times don't rest well with us, or the things that just, God is just he just continues to bring it to mind. And I'm like, why haven't I made any action behind it? Like why I have no traction, no momentum. It's been shown to me over and over and over that, like we talked about, maybe I need to call my family to the table and don't bring no technology to the table. We're about to have family time for 30 minutes. You don't have ADHD, okay? You can sit here for 20 minutes and have a conversation, okay? You can be interpersonal, okay? We can have a deep conversation. So again, intentionality, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And being intentional, more intentional about our role as fathers, what that looks like. Intentionality.
And we talking about opportunities, right? I got two things. Being proactive, and opportunity is another one is just speaking up, man. Speaking up. If you don't know something, ask, man. You know what I'm saying? If you need help with something, just ask. You know, get with someone that is doing it on a high level.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know those people. If your energy is weak, that's when that speaking up and borrow that person's energy. Borrow that person's energy. If you know you weak in a certain place, speak up and be proactive and call that person. Call Chase, call Crow, call Smooth, call Gary, and just borrow that energy until your energy is strong enough to compete. That's what I got to say.
That's what's up.
I love that, JB. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet, and I'm gonna just piggyback off of some of the things you said. You told me this. I'm gonna say 3 months ago, and we had a IG live, and you said something to me that was so critical. You said, "Use my energy if need be." I remember the one thing you said, and you said too. The first hour within when you wake up, that first hour is so important to set the tone of your day. So sometimes you got to use somebody else's energy, like you said. And then what I'm going to say is advantage. My opportunity is going to be take advantage. So some people don't take advantage of their moments. You only got this small window to seize the moment. And I hate to sound grimace or ominous or dark, but every day you're close to death every day. Keeping it real with you. So why not take advantage? So I'm gonna say take advantage. That's mine.
That's one appointment. That's one appointment we can't miss.
There you go. You won't be late neither.
Right.
What you got for us, Gary?
I think one something I need to work on is I think focus. I think when I'm with my kids, because I get them twice a week. So on Tuesdays, I take my sons to the gym. We work out and spend time together. We work out together. So I teach them how to work out, do certain stuff. I'm not no great example with working out. I'm over here, looking like Carl Winslow, but at least I take them in there. We lift the weights. We in there lifting weights and doing stuff, and then my daughter goes to the nursery. And then on Thursdays, when I go pick up my kids for visitation, I take them all to the library every Thursday. And I sat down recently with my daughter. I let her read Green Eggs and Ham and this other book to me. And when I actually sat down and focused and sat down with her, like to actually read 2 full books and her reading, I was amazed at her reading level. I was amazed at, how well she was, performing. And she started reading the books out loud in front of everybody. I always looked at her as being real shy. But when I was right there with her, different people started looking and she saw them looking at her. She got quiet. She quieted down a little bit. I told her, I said, no, you got to quiet down. Keep going. So she rose up her voice a little bit and started reading the book more out loud. And it showed me, like what I think what Crowell said earlier, when a dad is in the crowd and, when your dad show up and you look in the bleachers, it make you perform to a higher level. And I for the first time, when I told her, nah, you keep going, she spoke up a little bit and kept reading and kept going. And she's naturally a very shy little girl. So because before I would take them to the library, I'd be over on one side, reading, doing some stuff. And and I would just let her go over there and read and do the tablets by herself. I was looking at it as spending time to get my mind right. But when I said, my fiance told me, man, you need to be proactive. You need to be focused on your kids when you go there. I was looking at it as just to get away. You feel me? Let me just get away. But when I really sat down and let her read them books to me, man, I was surprised at, number one, how intelligent she is. And I was even more surprised at, how when I was sitting with her and I told her to keep reading, like she really did it. And it was just me seeing that her self-esteem jump up with me standing right there with her. So I think for me, it's just being focused when I spend time with my kids, being real focused, when I spend time with my kids, because, it really makes a difference, man. It really, really, really makes a difference, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Gary, you instilled that confidence in her, and that was beautiful, bro. That's basically what she needs. She needs that confidence, and you instilled that in her. You gave her that reassurance, that the affirmation that I can do this. And my daddy said I can do it, and that's important.
Yeah.
Heavy hitter, Michael Grady, bring us on home, baby. What you got?
Heavy
man. Man, I'll just say this, man. I'm gonna go a little bit off grid a little bit, but trendsetting. Let's be trendsetters. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean when I say trendsetters, man, let's lead by example. Like I have all boys. Let's teach our boys, how to dress appropriately. Teach your boy how to tie. Don't sit there and teach your boy, like Crowell was saying, to learn how, one of you guys was saying something about learn a verse in a song or whatever. Nah, we can't teach our kids that. We can't. I guarantee you this right now. We can't ask our kids right now, do they know the I Have a Dream speech? Or, anything dealing with African American history. So I look at it like, and even if you have girls though, always tell your girl to never feel like, when the man comes into their life, always feel like they should put you first. You know what I'm saying? Because some women just accept the fact that, and I'm not saying all, but some women accept the fact that, if a man looks at me any lesser than a woman, it's supposed to be accepted. Nah. It was a situation where even if a man, I was looking at a show, matter of fact, it was a different world when the episode when Gina got beat by a dude. You know what I'm saying? She accepted that fact. A lot of people don't have to accept that fact because, for one, a lot of men are not women beaters. You know what I'm saying? As I said, that's a trend that even Crowell was saying, like back then, like it's a generational curse. Some things you have to break, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like I'm living proof of that myself. Like it's certain things that my dad, did with my mom, and like I promised myself as I got little kings and I'm the head king. I said, listen, whatever my dad did, I don't want to be emulating whatever he did, and I don't want y'all to follow my lead. I want you to strive to be better.
Right.
So I'm gonna lay the path for you guys. I'm gonna start the trend. You know what I'm saying? That my dad didn't start for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even with moms and daughters, like even women, you gotta lay that trend down for your daughters. You know what I'm saying? You can't be having Tom, Dick, and Harry coming out your house. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, if you have daughters, they're gonna feel like that's accepted. So you don't want to lay that down. That's a role that a mother should play with a daughter. That's a trend-setting role that they should do with a daughter, as well as a trend-setting role that a father should do with a son. You know what I mean?
I like it. I'm gonna add to that. Oh, my bad, Mike. No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, Cole.
I'm gonna add to it, and I'm gonna say accountability. That's a big opportunity. Accountability. A lot of times I feel we compromise our fatherhoodness and our place in society for moments that does nothing to add value to our overall purpose. So case in point, I'm not attracted to everybody. So that's why I read and study and research and find men who have either conquered what I'm trying to conquer, or either men who you've already conquered it. You're already doing what I want to do. So not that I'm better than, but those who you 5 years behind, you doing things that I don't even really have an interest in doing no more. Like God can deliver me from them things. I got self-control over that. You still want to go and do things that I'm like, I don't really have a desire to do it, man.
It's not your wave.
It's not my way, because I understand that if I go there, I don't know who looking at me, man. Man, I just saw not that it matters, but man, I just saw Crow at the liquor house, man. Why you in the liquor house, bro? Everything and I would hope that somebody that cares enough about me would be like, yo, you all right? Everything good? Right? That cares about that cares about my purpose. But again, accountability, man. I think we have more opportunities as fathers to be around other men who are going to hold us accountable.
Right.
You know, and that's just real talk. I'm like, bro, go home. Go home.
Go home to your family.
Go home to your family.
Right.
You know, where I'm going, you don't need to go. Go home to your family.
Right.
You're in a different lane in life than me. Go home to your family. I wish I had what you had.
Right.
But
that's
some men gonna be like, nah, bro, bro, come on out here with me, bro. Like, man, we about to get lit, bro.
Right.
But versus the men who I don't really have a lot of respect for them, man. Because I had men like that in my life before. I had guys in my life like that before who were, you know, that's what they do. But they didn't value or saw the purpose that I'm in a different place.
Right.
You know, in my crew, I was the first one who stepped out and said, yeah, bro, I'm tired of being locker room talk. I am tired of having multiple women. I'm tired of that. I am tired of clubbing. I have clubbed out.
Right.
I'm clubbed out. I have clubbed out. I want to play golf with golf clubs. I don't want to club. You know, I want to go to suites and take my family and have experiences and create experiences. I ain't trying to create experiences with the homeboys from team. I don't really have nothing. I don't have nothing for you, bro. Now now money in the right place. I look forward to spending $1,000 on my family. I don't look forward to spending $1,000 on the fellas.
Right.
Been there, done that.
I've been there, done that.
Right.
It's more value in me creating experiences with my family, with my kids, who are going to remember that dad and mom work together. To be able for us to be able to do this. And so when I look for a man, I'm going to look for a man that has some of these things in line with what I saw my dad do. Come on, man.
Right.
But again, accountability.
Okay.
Going to the next one. This is the last one, and we can close it. However, we're gonna close it, Chise. Threats. Talking about the culture of fatherhood and the things that are threats in this 21st century.
We spoke about it. Early in the conversation when we talked about technology. That's the biggest threat. You feel me? And that's what that's for me. That's the only threat that I can see is technology, letting it rule our lives, because we as parents are addicted. And how can we resort back to what we just said? How can we tell someone or tell our children something and they see us doing it? You know what I mean? So technology for me.
Who going next?
I think is Chise going, or his mic messed up again?
Yeah, I think
is he a mom or something? He mom or something?
My bad. Well, you know how we all been there. We had a toddler. We got a toddler, so you know how that goes. I'm gonna say, to keep it short and sweet, I'm gonna say the system. We'll probably dive into this the next time. The system is a threat. And we all know what we mean by the system.
Speak on it, Chise.
Long story short, is the system holding off our fathers and kings back from being present in their child's life, whether that's diving into not welfare, but whether that's the government saying child support, the restrictions, or whether that's back in the day. Long story short, Isaiah Thomas, his father couldn't be present when Bob Knight came into the house. Reason being because in the 70s and 80s, if you were on welfare, you couldn't have the dad be there. You couldn't have both parents be in the house. So his dad had to leave. And that's what I'm talking about, the system. Prime example of that. So that's another story for another day, but I'm gonna say the system. is a threat.
Smooth, you want to go?
No, you can go. You can go.
Man, I'm gonna keep it short too, man, because I know everybody trying to get up out of here. But to me, a threat would be stereotypes. Like I said, I see a lot of. I'm over in the DMV, man. I see a lot of stereotypes, not even here, but just around. Period. To where we like certain, not us, but I'm talking about like far as we're talking about our children, they gravitate to certain stereotypes.
Right.
Like it's to the point to where I'm just so sick and tired of seeing brothers, young kings and stuff walk around with their pants down. Like to me, if they really knew, I know what the real reason is. If they really know what it meant, they really wouldn't be doing it. But we're gonna keep it PG because we know what it is. But like I said, certain things, man, like that is a major one for me. Seeing like a lot of brothers with all this money, flashing money, like I said, they live in this fantasy life. Like that's the way to go. Like that's the ultimate way to feel like you made it. But a lot of people that's been going through that stuff. Like you got Young Dolph died. You got Pop Smoke died for being flashy. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is like a negative stereotype that's pretty much taken over our young kings and queens because that seems like that's the only thing they really idolize. And that's why I said earlier, I feel like, we need to monitor what our kids, experience because like I said, it's clearly taken over the fact that, if we didn't come up like that, you guys shouldn't come up like that. And if we actually taught you how to, be respectful and how to appreciate certain things, then, you wouldn't put yourself in that category as being labeled or being judged, or even worse in certain situations, being taken out completely.
Absolutely.
So, stereotypes to me is a negative thing, but I don't want a stereotype to be the overcoming and overbearing thing that literally takes my child's life or whole mindset over. Because I'm here to try to keep them away from those type of things. But ultimately, I just want them to be able to have a mind for themselves and see that everything that's on that side is not green. You know what I'm saying? Because everything you see on that side, you don't know the troubles and the trials and tribulations that's coming with it. So don't put yourself in there. Stereotypes is major for me.
Gotcha. Bring us home, Smoot.
I think a threat, and I can only, like I said, speak for myself, but the older I get, the more and more transparent, I get with myself, when I'm in my prayer time with the Holy Spirit and me and him, talking and, conversing. A major threat to me as being a father has been, comparing myself with, other people and other fathers or other men versus me just staying in my lane and running my own race and realizing who I am and being comfortable with who I am and being comfortable with being uncomfortable about my weaknesses. And, especially with social media, that's why it was so good for this social media cleanse that I had. Because when you put that down, you're not looking at what another man doing for his family. I'm not looking at the picture like, dang, this nigga just got new Benz and they out taking trips and on the skis and all. And I'm just now trying to get this $10 together to put gas in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And that it will mess with your mind when you seeing what another person doing, what another person. You're like, golly, I'm barely making it. Do I have to put the ski mask on and get to robbing these niggas?
Freeway.
When you compare it, comparison is crazy. It don't matter how much money you get. Man is never satisfied. Right. Period. Right. So everybody looking at everybody, and I think the thing is that it started affecting your mind. It started affecting who you are as a man. It started affecting who you are as a father, who you are as a husband, who you are. But when you can sit down, man, and really start taking time and being comfortable with being uncomfortable with your weaknesses and who you are, and just start working on yourself as a man. Just start running in your own race. Stay in your own lane. You feel me? You start getting more and more comfortable with who you are. You start falling more and more in love with not only yourself, but your children and your family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about what the next man doing. I'm not counting your pockets. No doubt. I'm not worried about that. We gonna make it. Everybody gonna make it. Yeah. You feel me? Everybody gonna go to it, but is you gonna go through it? That's what my dad always told me. Everybody gonna go to it, but is you gonna go through it?
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna go even further with that, Smoot. not only if you're gonna go through it, are you gonna grow through it?
Holy
That's deep.
smokes!
That's deep.
Are
That's
you
deep.
gonna grow
Mm,
through
That's
it?
deep. I like
Not
that.
just go through it. I want you to grow through it.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Hey,
Words of
fathers,
right
I'm
there.
so
JB, that's heavy. That's heavy.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Right.
so JB said he said technology, system stereotypes, and comparing to others. And the last one, man, I'm gonna say spending time with our Father, man. We
Mm.
can't not do that enough. I realize when I do spend time, I'm better all over, man. My temperament is different. My demeanor is different. I just have a different vantage point of everyone. So yeah, spending that time with our Father, man, is a threat when it does not occur.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%.
So
Okay.
so that's Chise on you, man. Now let's close this thing out, man.
I'm gonna say this so we can I want to give everybody the floor to say their farewells as well. I believe that all of us came together for a reason, and I believe that all of us are on this platform in this time and this time of day for a reason. I feel that God put a lot on our heart, and I feel like we touch a lot of people. I want everybody to know that we're not perfect on here. We're not perfect, and we just try our best to spew out our feelings and be vulnerable with everybody. And I hope whether they're a father, husband, fiance, whether it's a male or female, I hope you guys learn something from this experience. We're looking forward to doing another locker room talk, touching on some other gems. And I just want to thank everybody on this platform. And we're gonna go to, I guess, Gary, uh, Grady, and then Crow, and then JB will wrap us on up. And tell us how
All
to
right.
find you as well on social media platforms.
Oh well, shoot, you can find me on @SmoothTalk1. And I appreciate y'all letting me check in, man, and tap in, man. I appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see y'all grow and flourish with your locker room talk, man. It's a beautiful thing y'all doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see with all the comments and everything coming in, y'all really doing a service to the community, man. And y'all really doing something that, brothers, no matter what color they are, you feel it. Fatherhood is a brotherhood. You feel it's a worldwide. It crosses color barriers, race barriers. It's a beautiful brotherhood to be a father, man. So I like what y'all doing, man. And I want y'all to keep pushing, man. You feel me? Y'all keep pushing, man. This locker room talking, and I like it, man. Y'all really, doing a service to the community, man. It's some good energy, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like to, piggyback on that too, man. I like to shout out to the brothers that's on the platform right now. Like I said, man, y'all can get at me on Heavy Hitters podcast right there. You can get at
Okay.
me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Heavy Hitters. Also on Facebook. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just sign in to Michael Grady. You'll see the Heavy Hitters logo. And you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, just like Gary was saying, man, I just want to see everybody elevate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it's all about, though. I like Chise be saying all the time, that we gotta level up, we gotta stay leveled up, but we gotta keep each other, accountable. You know what I'm saying? We
Absolutely.
gotta keep each other accountable because we got people that we're accountable for. So,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? With that being said, I salute you guys, man. Like I said, I enjoyed the whole conversation. I even learned something today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I learned a
I know a
lot.
lot of words come from powerful mouths, and you guys are definitely powerful mouths. So just know that, with the exception of Gary Smooth. Boy, I'm messing with you, boy. That's my man, 20 grand. Though. I ain't seen the joke in a while, though. He already know what it is, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but much love, though.
Absolutely. So let me go then, man. A pleasure on this platform. But where you can find me on Facebook, Jerry Brown, Mr. Clap It Up on Mondays every morning, giving you that raw and authentic motivation, inspiration that you need before you start your day. motivational speaker. Catch me on the ground. JB underscore the boss 336. You know, my slogan, get out here and operate. Hashtag go ho. You know, go ho podcast coming soon. But just to leave you with something heavy, because the word of the year is heavy. You know, we go heavy on everything that we didn't achieve last year. I just want to drop a jewel with you before I leave. It won't be right if I didn't. You know, this culture of fatherhood, believe me when I tell you, fellas, fathers out there, if you thinking, if you wondering how to be a father, it's no book to it. You do what you think is right. Understand that, man.
That just freed me.
Do what you think is right. It's no book. It's no man on this StreamYard. There's no man out there can tell you how to raise your children. There's no book to it. If you think it's right, you do it. At the end of the day, we go heavy on everything. Don't go uphill with a downhill mindset. You feel me? You set that standard, you raise that standard, then you uphold that standard. Every single day.
I like that.
Every single day.
I like that. I like that.
And you get out here and operate, man.
That's heavy, JB. I love it. Bro, take us on home, baby.
Yes, sir. Hey, we out here, baby. You can find me, Crowell D2R. That's Dreams to Reality. That's via Facebook. All right. Of course, IG J.Crowell82. Again, that's J.Crowell82. That's the logo. You see it.
Come with it.
You can get the apparel. We'll talk about that
later. We'll talk about that later.
Get that merch out.
But in closing, man, if your why doesn't make you cry, then you really need to rethink your why in life. And I'm talking to these fathers, man. Don't just live your life any kind of way. Understand that your family needs you. I'm gonna say it again. Your family needs you to be a presence, to be engaged, to be involved, to provide, to protect, to pray, to cover your family. Know your place. Get around other men who are stronger than you in the areas that you lack, where you are weak. Amongst the multitude of a wise counsel, there is covering, there is wisdom, there is knowledge, there is power. All right, we're here, man, to be vulnerable. I don't have it right. I don't have all the answers. Far from it. However, it's a choice daily. Man, I'm trying to get that thing right, man. I am trying. I thrive to be around other men who are thriving to be and have that Mamba mentality, to be your best self, to be the best father you can be. Okay. Yes, but dreams to reality, man. My dream is in alignment in thinking and holding these men accountable, man, for you to be the father that you can be and make it a reality. Dreams to reality, baby. D2R. And we here. Man, I got to go, man. Well, it's look. Hey, this was a blessing to me, fellas. This was encouraging, man. Next series coming soon. Don't know what it's gonna be, but next series coming soon.
Hey, it's gonna be even more deep, man. This locker room talk.
That's it.
Gonna say whatever. Gonna say whatever, you know. Chase, you on mute, son.
I'm about to get all deep and philosophical, get all Socrates and Aristotle, and I'm on mute.
Yeah, some stars and quasars, man.
This was very therapeutic, man. Just to sum everything up, I think it was very therapeutic for me, man. Just putting everything out there to be transparent. And like I said, it's locker room talk. If y'all have any qualms, any suggestions, y'all know how to follow us. and look forward to hearing from us soon and great things. And we want to tweak some things, but it was great, man. It was a blessing, and y'all give us some ideas because we got some stuff to talk about next time that's heavy. And I'm gonna catch y'all next time. All right, peace, everybody. See y'all.
Stay blessed.
Peace. Y'all be safe.
All right. I'm kicking everybody out like Martin. That's it. It's gone. Step. Everybody's gone. Step. But yeah, man, get a couple of these shout outs and I'm gonna get you guys out of here. Shout out to Q Jackson Apparel, my great business partner. You can find us at www.qjacksonapparelcompany.com. I repeat, Q Jackson Apparel Company, www.qjacksonapparelcompany.com. Check us out for our latest merch. You see the shirt. This side, Q Jack. You see the. But I would be remiss because I got two companies. I got to shout both of them out. Shout out to DNC Creative Services LLC. We got the button right here. Sad, but yeah, the button's right here. DNC Creative Services LLC. We dropped the silver package, but as soon as I get off this live, I'm going to drop the gold package. Check out for this special announcement. Gold package I'm about to drop as soon as I get off. Been rocking and rolling. Shout out to my business partner, Shondell, for our unwavering support. DNC Creative Services, LLC. You can follow us at DNC Creative Services on Facebook, on Instagram as well, DNC. Make sure I'm giving you the right one on Instagram. Yeah, DC Services Creative LLC on Facebook and DC Services Create LLC on Instagram. So like I said, we're about to drop this gold package on y'all tonight. Look forward to nothing but great things from the locker room talk. And my brothers, we came up with this idea, so it was great. And follow us on Instagram as far as Q Jack World, and on Facebook, Q Jackson Apparel Company. And that's about it, man. Get a couple of these. Shout out to Tonio Bird for all his wisdom he dropped on us tonight. Brian Middleton, shout out to you for tuning in. Rod White, that's my guy, my A1. He's a great guy. Go follow him. William Moore, my guy, man, great father, great dude. Just so many great people. Like Will Kyle that came on tonight. So many great people I'll be naming for hours. My guy, Michael Boardville Conrad, my guy, Nicoris Morris. Even all the women that came on tonight, man, that was epic and special, man. Appreciate all the wives that was on, the girlfriends, fiancés, everyone. Shout out to my special wife, Felicia Castillo, for putting up with me and my shenanigans. I wouldn't be the man I am without her. So y'all stay blessed, man. Stay blessed, and I can't wait to hear from y'all, man, and see y'all. And y'all have any questions about locker room talk, y'all email me, text me, call me. We're gonna do another one, and I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Let me know if you want to be on the next locker room talk. Y'all hear my son? You see how that goes. Back to fatherhood I go. Peace, love, and soul. Catch y'all next time.